Hello, good evening and welcome to the Competitive Edges Daily Current Affairs series. Today is 14th August 2026 evening. We are here to help aspirants of civil services, APPSC Group 1 and 2, UPSC, SSC, RRB, Bank PO exams, Police SI and Constables, Junior and Degree College lecturers. Let's dive straight into the news. Moving on to news related to national. The Supreme Court of India quashed the hate speech case and summons issued by the Lucknow Magistrate against Sri Rahul Gandhi after the Uttar Pradesh government refused to grant sanction. The bench quashed the complaint filed by Nripendra Pandey. The Lucknow Magistrate had previously issued summons in the case. The prosecution sanction was officially refused by the Uttar Pradesh government. Constitutional references, Article 136 of the Constitution of India, special leave to appeal by the Supreme Court. Karnataka Power Transmission Corporation Limited has written to the Karnataka Electricity Regulatory Commission to issue transmission licenses to private companies emerging as lowest bidders. Background: the power transmission sector in India has gradually been opening up to private sector participation to improve infrastructure efficiency and reduce transmission losses. The model adopted for private sector entry is the boot, build, own, operate and transfer model. Karnataka Power Transmission Corporation Limited initiated the move. The proposal was submitted to the Karnataka Electricity Regulatory Commission. Static GK, the boot model is a form of public-private partnership, PCP, used for infrastructure projects. A recent study analyzing over 6 decades of space missions revealed that India's per-unit space launch cost remains the highest due to lower launch frequencies. Background: the Indian Space Research Organization has historically maintained cost-effective missions, but overall per-unit economic efficiency depends heavily on the scale of deployment and launch frequency. The analysis covered more than 6 decades of global space missions. India's low launch frequency prevents economies of scale from reducing per-unit costs. Indian Space Research Organization manages India's space program. Static GK, Indian Space Research Organization headquarters, is located in Bengaluru, Karnataka. Kerala leader of the opposition Sri Pinarayi Vijayan criticized the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Amendment Act, terming it an assault on India's federal structure. Background: the Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Act governs the mining sector in India, balancing central oversight with state-level mineral rights and revenues. The legislation is alleged by critics to open precious mineral wealth to private monopolies. Sri Pinarayi Vijayan termed the amendment an assault on the federal structure. The law amends the Primary Mines and Minerals Development and Regulation Framework. Constitutional references: 7th Schedule of the Constitution of India, Union List, State List and Concurrent List regarding mineral development. National Security Advisor Shri Ajit Doval stated that India's generosity and tolerance should not be mistaken for weakness, referencing the objectives of Operation Sindoor. Operation Sindoor aimed at the destruction of enemy camps responsible for the Pahalgam attack. Shri Ajit Doval serves as the National Security Advisor of India. The statement emphasized India's strategic resolve against cross-border threats. The Supreme Court quashed criminal proceedings against comedian Samay Raina and 4 others over disability remarks, noting their constructive community efforts. The proceedings involved remarks related to persons with disabilities. The top court appreciated the organization of a chess tournament in March for disabled persons. The initiative helped raise awareness about organizations working for persons with disabilities. Congress President Shri Mallikarjun Kharge sought government answers regarding alleged increased Chinese activity and attempts to push further into Arunachal Pradesh. Shri Mallikarjun Kharge raised the issue via social media posts referencing the post-Galwan situation. The concerns focus on alleged Chinese incursions into areas of Arunachal Pradesh. The opposition demanded transparency and government clarification on the border situation. Chief Minister V.D. Sathiesan launched the state-level My Police Station project at the Perurkada Police Station in Thiruvananthapuram. Background: the initiative aims to bridge the gap between law enforcement and citizens while maintaining standard deterrence against crime. The project was launched at the Perurkada Police Station in Thiruvananthapuram. It aims to transform the police into a citizen-friendly support system. Inaugurated by Chief Minister Sri V.D. Sathiesan. Static GK, capital of Kerala, Thiruvananthapuram. The National Human Rights Commission issued a notice to the Home Ministry addressing rising suicide cases among Central Reserve Police Force personnel. Notice issued by the National Human Rights Commission to the Home Ministry focuses on mental well-being and working conditions in paramilitary forces. Targets specifically the Central Reserve Police Force personnel. Static GK, National Human Rights Commission Headquarters, New Delhi, established 1993. Constitutional references, Entry 2 of List I, Union List of the 7th Schedule covers naval, military and air forces, any other armed forces of the Union. The second phase of the census, known as population enumeration, is scheduled for February 2027 and will record caste identities. Population enumeration phase scheduled for February 2027. Caste identities will be recorded during this specific phase, marked as the second phase of the comprehensive census exercise. Kerala Chief Minister announced the inauguration of the Research, Safe Women, Safe Kerala campaign on the eve of Independence Day. Scheduled for inauguration on 14th August night from 9:30 p.m. to 1 a.m. Organized by the Women and Child Development Department. Launched as part of Independence Day celebrations. A global collaborative study by World Weather Attribution highlighted that human factors, rather than clear climate change trends in rainfall intensity, worsened the deadly Assam floods. Conducted via World Weather Attribution analysis, found no clear evidence linking climate change directly to the trend in rainfall intensity or likelihood in Assam. Highlighted human factors as the primary exacerbating cause of the floods. The government of Kerala agreed to display the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana logo on the front of project houses. Background: Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana provides financial assistance to homeless persons and their families to mitigate homelessness across Indian households. Agreement reached regarding Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana logo placement. Scheme targets homeless persons and families to provide housing financial assistance. Inflows under the Reserve Bank of India special window for non-resident Indian dollars are projected to approach the $100 billion mark. Inflows potentially crossing 70 to 80 billion United States dollars, moving toward 100 billion United States dollars. Involves deposit switching as part of the special window mechanism. Reported by Anindya Banerjee, Head of Commodities and Currencies at Kotak Securities. Static GK, Reserve Bank of India Headquarters, Mumbai, Governor, Shaktikanta Das, or current incumbent, established 1st April 1935. Chief Justice of India Kant remarked that clipped court proceedings are being circulated on social media out of context to mislead the country's youth. Addressed the circulation of court proceeding clips without adequate context. Noted misuse with malicious intent targeting the country's youth. Emphasized the dangers of out-of-context social media dissemination. Constitutional references, Article 124 establishes the Supreme Court of India. The TLANGANA Cabinet approved 200 crore rupees to convert 18,766 auto rickshaws in Hyderabad into electric vehicles. Total financial outlay, 200 crore rupees. Total number of auto rickshaws targeted, 18,766. Maximum subsidy per eligible auto driver, 1.50 lakh rupees. Target city, Hyderabad. The NHRC directed Eureka, Havells, and Unilever India to conduct checks after 4 children were rescued from a small-scale vendor. Background: the intervention follows the rescue of 4 minor children engaged in illegal child labor at a Tier 2 supplier unit in India. Agencies involved: National Human Rights Commission, Eureka, Havels, and Unilever India. Number of children rescued: 4. Issuing body: National Human Rights Commission. Static GK: National Human Rights Commission is a statutory body established on 12 October 1993 under the Protection of Human Rights Act. Constitutional references: Article 24 prohibits employment of children below 14 years in factories and hazardous jobs. The Supreme Court of India quashed FIRs and criminal proceedings against Samay Raina and 4 others. Persons granted relief: Samay Raina, Vipul Goyal, Balraj Paramjeet Singh Ghai, Sonali Thakkar, and Nishant Jagdish Tambar. Court: Supreme Court of India. Constitutional references: Article 32 and Article 136 of the Constitution of India. Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Sri Omar Abdullah called for the permanent suspension of the Indus Water Treaty, asserting that the region must reclaim its rivers. Background: the Indus Water Treaty is a water distribution treaty signed in 1960 between India and Pakistan, brokered by the World Bank. Key personality: Sri Omar Abdullah, Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir. Treaty in question: Indus Water Treaty. Year of treaty signing: 1960. Static GK: Indus Water Treaty was signed in Karachi on 19 September 1960. It governs the rivers Indus, Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, and Sutlej. The Controller and Auditor General of India flagged delays of up to 1,398 days and incorrect tax calculations in a direct tax resolution scheme. Background: the Direct Tax Vivad Se Vishwas scheme was introduced to reduce pending income tax litigation and ensure timely revenue collection. Maximum delay flagged by Controller and Auditor General is up to 1,398 days. Issues identified include incorrect tax calculations. Scheme aims to reduce pending income tax litigation. Provides taxpayers with certainty, savings, and immunity from penalty. Constitutional references: Article 148 to 151 deals with the Controller and Auditor General of India. Opposition leadership sought official clarification regarding reports of China blocking Indian patrolling near Arunachal Pradesh. Queries raised regarding People's Liberation Army presence near Tuksing. Specific concern focused on access to patrolling point Shera 5. Involves the line of actual control sector in Arunachal Pradesh. The Supreme Court quashed a defamation complaint against Congress leader Sri Rahul Gandhi due to a lack of mandatory statutory sanction. Matter involved a defamation complaint over remarks regarding Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. Ground for quashing: required official sanction was not obtained prior to filing. The Supreme Court expressed strong dissatisfaction with the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India regarding delays in implementing warning labels on packaged foods. Background: the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India operates under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, established under the Food Safety and Standards Act, 2006. Organization pulled up: Food Safety and Standards Authority of India. Issue: delay in introducing mandatory warning labels on packaged foods. Noted complete lack of progress regarding previous judicial directives. Static GK: Headquarters of Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, New Delhi. The Supreme Court stayed a High Court order that quashed the Tamil Nadu government's policy of providing employment to the relatives of victims of the Karur stampede. Background: the policy was challenged through a public interest litigation, questioning the legality of compassionate appointments for specific tragedy victims. The bench questioned the public interest litigation, challenging the state government's policy. The relief applies to jobs designated for relatives of those killed in the tragedy. Constitutional references: Article 136 of the Constitution of India, Special Leave Petition. Shri G. S. Patil was elected as the Karnataka Legislative Assembly Speaker. Shri G. S. Patil is a four-time member of the Legislative Assembly. He represents the Roan Assembly constituency in Gadag district. His name was proposed by Chief Minister Shri D. K. Shivkumar. Static GK, the Speaker, maintains decorum in the Legislative Assembly and decides money bills. Constitutional references: Article 178 of the Constitution of India, Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the Legislative Assembly. The Supreme Court issued notice to the Bar Council of India regarding its circular blocking the enrollment of NALSAR 2026 graduates. The bench directed that no punitive action be taken against students or faculty of NALSAR. Notice was issued to the Bar Council of India and State Bar Councils to respond to the plea. Static GK, the Bar Council of India, is a statutory body created by Parliament under the Advocates Act, 1961. The Narcotics Control Bureau secured the return of fugitive drug kingpin Virendra Singh Basoya from the United Arab Emirates. The operation marks a milestone in India's zero-tolerance policy against narcotics. The extradition was coordinated from the United Arab Emirates. Static GK, the Narcotics Control Bureau, was established in March 1986 under the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Act, 1985. Headquarters, New Delhi. Prominent Indian companies announced fresh investments across various sectors in Tamil Nadu. Companies involved include Titan, LG Equipments, Lucas TVS, and Ahisa Digital Innovations. The investments span manufacturing, engineering, and digital technology sectors. The Registrar General of India notified the questionnaire framework for the upcoming Census 2027. The order was issued by Registrar General of India Shri Mrityunjay Kumar Narayan. The questionnaire includes specific queries regarding whether a person belongs to a scheduled caste or a scheduled tribe, along with specific caste details. Static GK, the Office of the Registrar General and Census Commissioner comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs. Constitutional references: Article 246 of the Constitution of India, Census, is a union list subject under Entry 69. Data and Artificial Intelligence Solutions provider GWC Data.ai announced plans to create 1,000 artificial intelligence jobs in Tamil Nadu. The recruitment drive targets Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. The initiative aims to build a cloud certified talent pipeline. Former women Maoists who surrendered to law enforcement agencies participated in a public fashion and rehabilitation event. A total of 9 women participated in the rehabilitation showcase. 7 women surrendered in Hyderabad, while 1 each surrendered in Sukma, Chhattisgarh and Mulugu, Telangana, over the last 1.5 years. Australia-based mining and infrastructure conglomerate Avid Group signed an initial memorandum of understanding for major investments in Tamil Nadu. The investment spans multiple sectors including mining and infrastructure. The agreement involves an initial commitment of 7,000 crore rupees as part of a larger 15,000 crore rupees plan. Major global corporations announced fresh industrial projects across Tamil Nadu. Companies involved include Daimler, Saint Gobain, YKK, Ascendas First Space, and Super Microcomputer. The projects span across multiple sectors including automotive, manufacturing, logistics, and technology. The government of Tamil Nadu signed memorandum of understandings with 4 ventures to boost the advanced technology ecosystem. Total number of ventures signed, 4. Focus areas include quantum computing, control hardware, and hybrid systems. A total of 1057 personnel from police, fire, home guard, civil defense, and correctional services were felicitated on Independence Day. Total personnel felicitated, 1057. Total medals of gallantry awarded, 301. Personnel categories include police, fire service, home guard and civil defense and correctional services. An ancient inscription dating back over 800 years has been identified, establishing historical links between Warangal and the Chalukya dynasty. Age of inscription, over 800 years old. Discovered by G. Kishore, research member of Kotha Telangana Charitribhrindam. Historical linkage connects Warangal region with the Chalukyas. Static GK, the Western Chalukya Empire ruled parts of southern and central India between the 10th and 12th centuries. Moving on to news related to state, Andhra Pradesh. The Supreme Court dismissed a petition challenging the Andhra Pradesh High Court order that quashed the land pooling scheme case against Chief Minister Sri Chandrababu Naidu and a minister. The petition was filed by Alla Ramakrishna Reddy. The challenged Andhra Pradesh High Court order was dated 15th July. The Chief Justice of India remarked that political battles should not be fought in court. Andhra Pradesh Health Minister Shri Kumar Yadav stated that nearly 1 in 2 adults in the state is overweight, prompting an interdepartmental action plan. Announced by Health Minister Shri Kumar Yadav. The task force will draw officials from health, education, sports, and women and child welfare departments. An action plan based on conference recommendations will be submitted to the Chief Minister. Andhra Pradesh linked the Pradhan Mantri Formalization of Micro Food Processing Enterprises scheme with Srinidhi to assist DWCRA women in establishing food units. Background: DWCRA stands for Development of Women and Children in Rural Areas, an initiative focused on women empowerment through self-help groups. Schemes linked PMFME and Srinidhi. Target beneficiaries: DWCRA women. Permitted unit types: processing fruits, vegetables, millets, pulses, spices, pickles, flour products, and snacks. The Supreme Court of India dismissed a plea challenging the High Court order that quashed a first information report against Sri Chandrababu Naidu. Background: the first information report was registered under the Prevention of Corruption Act on 12 March 2021, based on a complaint regarding the land pooling scheme under a 2016 government order. Case related to the land pooling scheme, announced via a 2016 government order. Initial, first information report, registered on 12 March 2021. Complainant was former member of Legislative Assembly Shri Alla Ramakrishna Reddy. Charges were invoked under the Prevention of Corruption Act. Static GK, Amravati is the capital of Andhra Pradesh. Investors pledged substantial capital into Andhra Pradesh within the first 100 days of the new government. Total investment promised, 1 lakh crore Indian rupees. Time frame, 100 days of the government. Focus, high-value sectors to accelerate industrial growth. Moving on to news related to international. A new White House report identified over 40 countries and specific Indian manufacturing hubs associated with elevated illegal transshipment risk enabling China's tariff evasions. Background: global supply chains and transshipment routes are frequently scrutinized by the United States trade authorities to prevent circumvention of punitive tariffs imposed on Chinese goods. More than 40 countries were identified for elevated illegal transshipment risk. The Pune-Gujarat-Chennai industrial belt in India was specifically named in the report. The report targets mechanisms used to evade United States tariffs on Chinese goods. A recent Pew Research survey revealed that Indians and Pakistanis view each other as their greatest threat, while revealing Indian public opinion on top global allies. About 36% of Indians identify Russia as their top ally. About 16% of Indians identify the United States as their top ally. The survey highlights mutual perception of being the greatest threat between Indians and Pakistanis. The Narcotics Control Bureau successfully extradited fugitive drug kingpin Virendra Singh Basoya from the United Arab Emirates. Virendra Singh Basoya was identified as the mastermind of a multi-crore drug syndicate. Extradited from the United Arab Emirates by the Narcotics Control Bureau. Targeted a major international drug trafficking network. Static GK, Narcotics Control Bureau Headquarters, New Delhi, formed in 1986. Afghanistan marked 5 years since the return of the Taliban to power in Kabul. Duration elapsed 5 years. Capital city, Kabul. Primary public demands, expansion of employment and reopening of schools for girls. Abu Dhabi termed the drone attacks on two ADNOC tankers in the Strait of Hormuz as an act of piracy, blaming Iran. Location, Strait of Hormuz. Affected vessels, ADNOC tankers. Casualties reported, none. Accused state, Iran. Static GK, Strait of Hormuz connects the Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea. The Office on Missing Persons database in Sri Lanka recorded over 23,000 disappearance cases, with 17,000 currently active. Background: the cases are largely connected to the prolonged civil war and conflict involving the liberation tigers of Tamil Eelam. Total registered cases in OMP database, over 23,000. Active missing persons cases, 17,000. Context: civil war and conflict with LTTE. A recent Pew Research Center survey revealed mutual perceptions of geopolitical threat between India and Pakistan. Percentage of Indians naming Pakistan as top threat, 54%. Percentage of Pakistanis naming India as top threat, 43%. Survey conducting agency, Pew Research Center. OpenAI appointed Dali Rajic as its new Chief Revenue Officer after serving less than a year with previous leadership. New appointee, Dali Rajic. Previous role of appointee, President and Chief Operating Officer of WIS, Alphabet owned. Employing organization, OpenAI. United States sailors aboard the aircraft carrier USS Lincoln faced extended deployment periods exceeding 260 days at sea. Deployment duration crossed 260 days at sea. Vessel involved, USS Lincoln aircraft carrier. Operations supported United States military actions linked to West Asia. Reported challenges include mental health strains and supply issues. Pakistan Prime Minister Sri Shehbaz Sharif targeted India over the unilateral and illegal suspension of the Indus Waters Treaty. Background: the Indus Waters Treaty is a water distribution treaty signed between India and Pakistan, brokered by the World Bank in 1960. Treaty in question, Indus Waters Treaty. Broker of the original 1960 treaty, World Bank. Statements made by Pakistan Prime Minister Sri Shehbaz Sharif. Static GK, the Indus Waters Treaty was signed in Karachi on 19 September 1960. A new United States trade report places India and over 40 other nations in a crackdown targeting tariff-dodging transshipments. India placed in Tier 1 category termed Diversified Scale Leaders. Other Tier 1 members include Canada, the European Union, Israel, and Japan. Defined as large industrial bases with transshipment risks embedded in legitimate trade. Beijing-based company Z.AI announced its upcoming artificial intelligence model, GLM 5.3, to rival top systems in coding capabilities. Company name, Z.AI, based in Beijing. New model designation, GLM 5.3. Primary focus, enhanced coding capabilities to compete with industry leaders. Google unveiled the Gemini 3.7 Flash artificial intelligence model tailored for advanced coding and autonomous agent workflows. Model name, Gemini 3.7 Flash. Target application, autonomous agent workflows and coding. Positioned as a cost-effective option for enterprise automation. The United Kingdom recorded its hottest day of the year, marking its fifth heat wave of the summer season. Britain recorded its highest temperature of the year during the summer season. Firefighters were deployed to tackle multiple Wildfires caused by extreme heat. A presidential memorandum was signed allowing the use of cyber tools against transnational criminal groups. Target transnational criminal groups. Key agencies involved include the Department of Homeland Security and the White House. Volcanic eruptions at Mount Etna forced the closure of Catania Airport in Sicily. Location: Sicily, Italy. Volcano: Mount Etna, Europe's most active volcano. Impact: approximately 700 flights affected since 7th August. Static GK: Mount Etna is the highest active volcano in Europe, situated on the east coast of Sicily. This is all for now. Let us meet again in the next session of Current Affairs. Until then, test your knowledge by attempting quizzes. If our resources are useful to you and think may benefit your friends, well-wishers and neighborhood, share the links to them. And finally, don't forget to like and subscribe so that you won't miss latest updates. Also coming soon on our channel, General Studies series, Arithmetic and Mental Ability series, and Verbal and Non-Verbal Reasoning. Stay tuned.